Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Henderson, then, mate, it's well, we know after yesterday again, he's getting in the habit now of, I remember we've spoken in last year especially, and I remember us saying, you know, he's a good player and he really is. He isn't really affecting games in terms of he's not scoring, and he probably isn't creating enough for what we want a Liverpool midfielder to do. And at the time we were saying, well, we're not getting away with it, but we don't really need it at the moment because Gerrard's doing it, or Suarez and Sturridge were banging goals, Sterling was doing it. 3 of those players aren't in, well, 2 of those aren't playing because of injuries or whatever, and Suarez is gone. And he has stepped up, he's scoring goals, he's making goals, and I mean, if you look at that goal at the weekend the other day, it was so effortless. That's what I thought. He made it look so easy, and from the second he hit it, he knew he'd scored, and that for me it's a difference from Henderson, where he used to snatch at things a little bit. I used to think he used to try and hit it too hard or whatever, but that was just step inside. The space was there again, I think, because Sterling found himself on that right, and we're scoring a lot of those goals. It looks like a plan. Roger said it's a plan to do that, and he's making himself now into an almost, I don't know, undroppable type player, and he's going to be the captain, we all think, and he's playing like a captain should.
You said earlier in the question, it's what you'd expect from a Liverpool midfielder, and the end of the question is what you'd expect from a Liverpool captain, mate. We've had Steven Gerrard for 15 years pulling us through game after game after game, and in situations where you're struggling, you look to Gerrard or you look to your captain. So Henderson's got to become that player. I know when he got the vice captaincy, I thought it was just deserved, but since Gerrard's announced he's going to go and stuff, I was a bit dubious as to whether he was ready to be the full-time captain and take on the role. But in the last 4 or 5 weeks, mate, without a shadow of a doubt, he's proven to everyone what he's going to be worth at this football club, because in a couple of games where we have been struggling, he has been the one who's just grabbed it and dragged us forward. And I know we'll talk about tonight a bit later. He was the breakthrough last night, and he's looked so mature so much over the last year, and even more so the last 5 weeks. It's just like he's ready to shoulder the responsibility now, and he's more than ready for it. And it's great to see him, someone who's listened to what everyone around him's been telling him and stuff, because he was a scapegoat for everyone when he first came to the club, and no one could have imagined where he is now. And hopefully over the next 5-10 years he's going to go from strength to strength for us.
And Pete, the biggest compliment I can pay him is watching the City game again and the Burnley game again in preparation for this. I had a bit of time to look over both.
Yeah.
It looked like a Steven Gerrard performance. I'm not saying he's as good as Gerrard was, because he's not, and I don't think he ever will be. But the balls through, the leadership, the back and forwards, box to box, and some of us passing, especially against Burnley, was on the money. It just looked like a Steve Gerrard light almost, which for most players that's a great thing. You know, no one's ever going to be Stevie G, but it looked like he's the next guy in that line. So he's the next future Liverpool midfielder who's going to go and dominate games, and hopefully that's what he'll be.
Yeah, like I think Ozzy nailed it there. He's hit the nail on the head. The transformation in Jordan Henderson has been unbelievable. Like, he was on the verge of leaving at one time, wasn't he?
Fulham,
Fulham had put an offer in. Roger said, it's up to yourself. You can go or you can stay and fight for your place, and that's exactly what he's done. And he's not just leading on the pitch, off the pitch as well, doing his interviews and things like that. He's guiding other young lads along with him. So yeah, fantastic. I think it'd be a great captain for us. I
agree, mate. I fingers crossed for many years to come we can have a captain as good as that was, because if that's a captain's performance, like you've said, in big games, that's when you want your big players to stand up, and your captain's got to be one of your big players. And like we mentioned earlier, Henderson hasn't really, I don't think, although I've always thought he's a good player, he works hard, he's the water carrier. I always thought, where's his end product? Now we're really seeing it. Again, we'll talk Burnley, the ball into Sturridge's goal himself. Like you mentioned, he is just looking like someone that Liverpool, it's going to be Henderson and another. Where for times we would have thought it was someone and someone. Now Henderson's nailed that one down.
Yeah, he has, mate, and it's credit to himself, because it's all down to hard work, mate, because as Peter just said, he was given the opportunity to walk to Fulham and be one of the first names on the team sheet week in, week out for them, but he's realised, no, this is my big chance and this is my big shot, and I can't let it pass by. And fair play to him for digging in and working hard, and look where it's got him. And one of the things he was doubted was ability, and then, as you said, end product, and he needed to add goals and assists to his game, and we've seen it coming. He had a couple towards the back end of last season, and he scored, I think it was 3 early so far this season before these 2 goals. And it's like when you said about the lights, like a lights just switched on in his head, and he thought, if the captaincy role coming up here and I need to snatch it and I need to guarantee it's mine, although he already may know it is, it's like I need to prove it here. It's not just the manager that I need to prove it to. There's 45,000 in here I need to prove it to, and he's doing it week in, week out for us now, mate. And I love his celebration when he scores around me. It just shows how much it means to him, and it's like it's us celebrating in the stands, but on the pitch, and it transfers well between the two. And as Peter said, I hope he's captain for years now, mate. He's won me over as well. I was dubious at first, but the last 5-6 weeks he's definitely won me over.
I agree, mate. He has. I think a lot of fans will say the same. And Pete, do you think it's a coincidence, or maybe it's not? When Gerrard's not in, he just looks a million times more a better player. He looks like he's more expressive of himself. I don't know if that's Gerrard limiting his game or him thinking I've got to cover for Gerrard or whatever. But in the last couple of weeks, and this is Liverpool's future, a Steven Gerrardless Liverpool.
Yeah.
It looks like he thrives. Some players, when you lose an iconic player, struggle to get their head around it and stuff. But he's gone, well, he's not there now. It's up to me. I've got the armband on. I'll do this for us. Yeah,
it's not just that. I think when Gerrard plays, I think it intimidates other players at times. Like they're trying to impress him as well as impress the manager. So they're always looking at, if they're playing the board, having a look if Gerrard, does he agree with that type of thing. When Gerrard's not there, they're expressing themselves and they're not having to worry about what Stevie thinks. But even though he is a class act, Gerrard, world-class player, I think moving forward now is going to be the best thing for the club. Without him in there, there's a lot more legs in the team. Joe Allen's come up now. Lucas, when he was playing, started off really well. And just, Coutinho as well, he's another one who sort of struggles when Gerrard's there. He's always looking over his shoulder and is that what Stevie expected type of thing. So, yeah. But obviously he's still going to do a job to the end of the season, Gerrard, with his experience. But Henderson will now take that on and do what Stevie's been doing for the past 10 years or whatever, yeah. And if
he can hit 70% of what Steve Gerrard done, we've got another great player.
Even if he hits half of what Steven Gerrard's achieved, mate, and what Steven Gerrard's brought to us and the enjoyment he's brought to all of us, if Jordan can produce half of that by the time he walks away from Liverpool, I don't think there'll be anyone who's disappointed in that.
And that's probably the benchmark for him then, isn't it, really? They always say you never want to be the guy to follow the guy. That's his job. You never want to be, like they were always saying, you never want to be the manager to follow Ferguson. Moyes happened. You never want to, follow Mourinho at Chelsea and, Avram Grant for his faults happened. I know that's not on the pitch, but he's the man who's got to replace arguably Liverpool's best ever player. And I don't know about you, he looks like he's got, even when you mentioned the celebrations before, and it had a bit of cockiness to it, a bit of arrogance. He's wagging the finger like, yeah, I'm the man. It looks like, to me, he's gone from a kid from Sunderland who come and looked, to me, overawed by Liverpool and what it was. He looks like he's bigger physically anyway. He's got broader shoulders in the gym, and it looks like the broader shoulders figuratively and literally he's got them because he can carry being Liverpool captain. The way he speaks is much more polished. I think he's still got that twang, like the Mackham / the twang, but he talks like a Liverpool captain and he looks like a Liverpool captain.
It's funny, you talk about the way he talks and stuff. Because I watched an interview this afternoon from on LFC TV with him, and it was one of the things I didn't know from the back end of last season after he got sent off, and he offered to shoulder all the press stuff what we've got to do and to go and face all the media attention to deflect it away from the lads, and that's something a captain would do, mate, and it's something a leader would do, and for him to already be doing that before he's even any idea he's going to be vice captain or any idea he's going to be future Liverpool captain, it shows he's a leader and he shows he's the lad who we need to be leading us out week in, week out, and he's definitely got a massive set of bollocks to replace, hasn't he? What Steven Gerrard's done as captain the last 10 to 15 years, as I said, who'd want that job? And he's come out and said, I want that fucking job and I'm going to make it my job and I'm going to show you I'm capable of doing that job. So fair play to him and long may it continue.
I agree, mate, I agree. And that's the Henderson conversation done slightly earlier than I thought we were going to do, but I thought, while we got on with it, I thought let's roll with it. It flowed smoothly, I agree. Also,
I was more nervous going into this game than I was against Man City. It was more hope than expectation at the weekend. Having got ourselves that win and catapulted ourselves right back into the conversation for top 3, top 4. Come up against Burnley just felt like one of them games.